Hello, my name is Jason Wilson. I am the founder and CEO of a Detroit-based youth-serving organization called The Union. I am also the head instructor of the Cave of Adullam, a faith and principle-based male character strengthening system, which is why I come to you today. But first, let me tell you my story. Growing up, like many young boys, I desired a loving relationship with my father. Any opportunity I could get, I was there next to him, but sadly, that desire wasn't mutual. In his spare time, he would choose his greatest love, bowling, over spending quality time with me. This void in my life allowed the father wound to develop and take root in my heart. My emotional state became very unstable, and fatherlessness became the fuel for my anger, my fears, my lack of focus, and even resentment towards the person that was always there, my mother. A father to a son is like a map on a road trip. Without the map, you will experience frustration, misdirection, and possibly become lost on your journey. However, with a map, you can see your options, avoid going the wrong way, and take the most sensible route to your destination. My wandering eventually led me to martial arts. But sadly, my father, nor any man, was around long enough to see that this one interest could possibly impact future generations of African American young men. So I turned to the streets. Although in my heart I did not want to be a thug, I felt that I had no choice. I conformed to my surroundings and put on the mask of being hard so that I could hide and not cry from the pain of being neglected and not being trained into manhood. And as I fast forward to now, I still see the same pain, frustration, and anger when I walk through the halls of many Detroit public schools. Our boys are angry because everyone expects them to act like a man. Yet there's not a man in their lives patiently teaching them how to be one, except these individuals. So I had to create the counter to this evil. Now I welcome you to the Cave of Adullam. I created the Cave of Adullam in 2008 after realizing that when young men are tested in key life principles and are challenged physically, mentally, and spiritually, to apply them through martial arts training, the results are internalized. My purpose is to teach, train, and transform boys before the world does. My mission is to cultivate a generation of young men that are physically conscious and spiritually strong enough to navigate through the pressures of this world without succumbing to their emotions. Creating this system has been more than a task, it's been a sacrifice. And I've discovered over the years that it's not about training the physical, but breaking it, so that the spirit of a man can move freely instead of having to conform to this world. I've also learned that it's truly meaningless if a person has great skills in a martial art, but lacks the sacrificial love, power, integrity, and discipline of a martial art. Training boys how to fight is one thing, but teaching them how to live is another. In 2012, there were over 411 homicides in Detroit, and over 73% were young black men. So it's imperative that all of my techniques and drills are rooted in God's precepts and key life principles, so that when a young man faces a challenge in life, he will not only be connected with the right friends, but also he will be willing to embrace their support when needed. I monitor weekly their academic, social, and behavioral progress at school. I also make them train in classroom settings to emphasize the importance of applying their martial arts discipline to their day-to-day lives. I always remind them to never be deceived. When you're in a martial arts uniform, you are training. But when you're not, you're in combat. It's crucial that they embrace this principle. If not, they will succeed in martial arts, but fail in life. It truly grieves me to see so many of our boys display and suffer from ADHD symptoms. So I created innovative training methods to give them focus and discipline rather than suspensions and Ritalin. Statistically, music has been proven to increase cognitive focus, so I incorporate the djembe into the Cave of Adullam's ADHD training. The student must remain focused but yet calm enough to quickly respond to the sound of the djembe. There's another injustice that's greatly affecting the lives of the young men in Detroit and beyond, so I created a training specifically designed to counter this evil. It's called Bully, Boldly United to Liberate the Lives of Youth. I've worked diligently creating mental and martial drills and defenses specifically for threats associated with bullyism. Each student will learn how to walk and talk with assertiveness, recognize the signs of a potential threat, rule their emotions, and demonstrably defend themselves if necessary. If I am awarded this funding, I will be able to continue to focus on and develop what our community, country, and world needs. Young black men that are physically conscious and spiritually strong enough to navigate through the pressures of this world and conquer their emotions with a resolute spirit.
Together,